Z parameters. Okay, how can determine? You can determine with the help of two methods. First one conventional, second one shortcut. Okay, if you follow conventional method, I know that V1 is equal to Z11 into I1, Z12 into I2, and V2 is equal to Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. Okay, if you determine Z11, okay, if I2 is equal to 0, if I2 is equal to 0, then determine Z11. This is V1 by I1 at I2 is equal to 0. Similarly, Z21 this is equal to V2 by I2 at I1 is equal to I2 is equal to 0. I2 is equal to 0 means circuit I2 0. Here I2 current, here I1 current, and terminal port 1 is corresponding voltage V1 and port 2 corresponding to V2. If I2 this equal to 0 means this one is open circuit, that is open circuit, no current flow here, that is 30 ohm, 20 ohm and 40 ohm. Okay, and here plus minus V1 and current I1. Very simple. So if you apply KVL in this loop, minus V1 plus 20 I1 plus 40 I1 this is equal to 0. So V1 by I1 is written as 60 ohm, that is Z11. Okay, if I2 this equal to 0, so Z11 is 60 ohm. Clear? Now what about Z21? Z21 means V2 by I1. I know that voltage across this one V2 is written as 40 into I1. So V2 divided by I1 at I2 this equal to 0, we got 40 ohm. Okay, so that is 40 ohm. Clear? Now another way, our next target determine if I1 this equal to 0. In case of I1, if I1 this equal to 0 means, if you make the circuit, means port 1 is open circuit. Clear? I1 0 means no current flow here, so voltage across V1, that is 20 ohm, and that is 40 ohm, and that is 30 ohm. Clear? And here volt, that is V2 corresponding to this one, and that is I2. Okay, I2 current also flow here, plus minus. Apply KVL on loop 2, on this loop. So minus V2 plus 30 I2 plus 40 I2 this is equal to 0. So V2 this is equal to 70 I2. So V2 by I2 this is equal to 70 ohm. At Z22 this is equal to V2 by I2 at I1 this is equal to 0, that is 70 ohm. Very clear? Okay, now next target, V1, this voltage corresponding to this one. So V1 is written as 40 into I2. So V1 by I2 this is equal to 40 ohm. So you can say that Z12, okay, if I1 this is equal to 0, then we got Z12 this is equal to V1 by I2 at I1 this is equal to 0. So this value is 40 ohm, and Z22 V2 by I2 at I1 this is equal to 0, this one is 70 ohm. So what about Z parameter? Z parameter is written as 60 ohm, 40 ohm, okay, 70 ohm and also 40 ohm. So that is 70 ohm and this one is 40 ohm. Okay, clear or not? This is the conventional method. Okay, most of the time if circuit is complicated, then follow this method. Otherwise we follow another method. I have discussed next. Okay, so, and sometime asking corresponding to single Z11 या Z12 or Z13, sorry 21 or Z22, then we have determined corresponding to this one, or another parameter also, Y parameter or G parameter or H parameter or transmission parameter or inverse transmission parameter. Okay, then determine this type of method follow. Okay, otherwise in case of objective problem and also if circuit is not completed, then follow another method. What is another method? Very simple. Our motto, if this circuit converted like this one and then compare and got the answer. Okay, so here I1, here I2, that is I1 plus I2, very simple. Follow if circuit is easy, otherwise follow first method, conventional method. Okay, so V1 minus V1 plus 20 I1 plus 40 I1 plus I2. Okay, so V1 is 60 I1 plus 40 I2, very simple. Okay, if circuit is easy, then we got very few step we got the answer. Otherwise if circuit is complicated, then more step. Otherwise we follow first method, conventional method. Now here minus V2 plus 30 I2 plus 40 I1 plus I2, this will be equal to 0. So V2 this will be equal to 40 I1 plus 70 I2. So what about Z parameter? Z parameter is 60, 40, 40 and 70 ohm, corresponding to this one, make it. Okay, so first of all make it. Now another question, that is 8 ohm and this is 6 ohm, that is V1 and that is V2, I1 and here I2. Our next target in this circuit, also determine Z parameter in this circuit. Okay, so how can, first of all you can do it with the help of conventional method, or very circuit is simple, that's why we follow this method, don't follow conventional method. Okay, now net current I1 plus I2, so minus V1 plus 8 I1 plus 6 I1 plus I2, this will be equal to 0. So V1 this will be equal to 8 plus 6, 14 plus 6 I2, very simple. And what about minus V2 plus 6 I1 plus I2, this will be equal to 0. So V2 this will be equal to 6 I1 plus 6 I2, very simple. So what about Z parameter corresponding to this question? 14, 6, 6, 6 ohm. Okay, 14, 6, 6, 6, 6 ohm. Okay, make it. Is 10 ohm and that is I2 current and this is V2. Our motto, determine our motto, determine I1 and I2, I1 current and I2, I1 I2, okay, in phasor, with phasor, okay, with phasor means phase angle, okay. Now how can determine? I know that this is V1, this is I2, V2. V1 is equal to 100 at the angle 0 degree. And what about V2? Current flow from here to here, so minus to plus, okay. So what about V2? V2 is negative, that is 10 I2. Clear? Why negative? If any doubt, then written correspond this one. V2 positive when current flow from positive to negative. Suppose that is Ix current. Then V2 is equal to, and that is 10 ohm. Then 10 Ix. But current flow from negative to positive, that is I2. And Ix this equal to minus I2. So you can say that V2 is equal to minus 10 I2. Okay, very simple. Why V2 is minus 10 I2? Clear or not? So V1 and V2 like this one. Now corresponding to two-port network, this voltage corresponding to here also, and this voltage corresponding to here, and some this current and this current. So if you written Z parameter 40 I1 plus J 20 I2, and V2 is written as J30 I1 plus 50 I2, okay. If in question all are given AC corresponding, then all parameter written in the terms of AC, okay. So our next target, what about V1? Put here 100 at the angle 0, this will equal to 40 I1 plus J 20 I2, okay. And V2 this will equal to 10 I2, this will equal to J plus 50 I2. So I2 this will equal to, if 60, so minus J 30 divided by 60 I1. So I2 is written as minus J 0.5 I1, okay. So V2, clear or not? Now if this value put in equation number 1, that is 1 and that is 2 and that is 3. If this value put in equation number 1, and V1 this will equal to 100 at the angle 0, this will equal to 40 I1 plus J 20 minus J 0.5 I1, okay. So 40 I1, that is plus J square, that is minus 1, that is plus, and 10 I1, that is 100 at the angle 0. So I1 this will equal to 100 by 50, that is 2 at the angle 0. I1 this will equal to 2 at the angle 0 ampere. Now what about I2? So finally I2 this will equal to J 0.5 into 2 at the angle 0. Now 2, that is 1, so minus J, it means 1 at the angle minus 90 degree ampere. So I1 is like this one, and I2 is 1 at the angle minus 90, and this one 2 at the angle 0, okay. So make it. Now our motto, determine I1 and I2, another question. Okay, how can determine? So first of all, V1 is written as 6I1 minus J4I2, clear, and V2 is written as minus J4I1 plus 8I2, clear. What about V1 V2 in the terms of I1 I2? Now another question. Here I1 current plus minus, apply KVL in this loop. 2 at the angle minus 30, 2 at the angle plus 30 and 2 I1 plus V1, this will equal to 0. Okay, so V1 this will equal to 2 at the angle 30 degree minus 2 I1. Okay, this is equation 1, 2, that is 3. Now port 2, V2 this will equal to 0 because of no resistance here. So V2 this will equal to 0. If V2 this will equal to 0, V2 this will equal to 0, then this value put here, and we got minus J4 I1, this will equal to minus 8 I2. Okay, so I2 this will equal to J by 2 I1. Okay, if this value put in equation number 1, this one and this one both are put in equation number 1, that is 2 at the angle 30 degree minus 2 I1, this will equal to 6 I1 minus J4 into J by 2 into I1. Okay, 2 at the angle 30 degree, that is 8 I1, J into J square, that is minus 1, so that is plus 2 I1, so that is 10 I1, this will equal to 2 at the angle 30 degree. So what about I1? That is 0.2 at the angle 30 degree ampere. Okay, now clear or not? If this value put in equation in I2, then we got J by 2 into I1 means 0.2 at the angle 30 degree. So that is 0.1 at the angle 30 and J means 1 at the angle 90 degree. So if this value put here, then we got 0.1 at the angle 120 ampere. Okay, clear or not? Are in written in the terms of milliampere, that is 200 at the angle plus 30 milliampere, and this one is also 100 at the angle plus 120 milliampere. Okay, so make it. That is 4 ohm, 2 ohm and that is 8 ohm. Okay, now our motto, determine Y parameter. Y parameters. Okay, so first of all, how can deal with Y parameter? You can deal with two methods. First one, conventional method, and second one, shortcut. Okay, conventional method always follow if circuit is complicated. Otherwise, most of the time follows only KVL, KCL or nodal analysis and solve it. Okay, now here I know that what is the relation between Y12 into V2 and I2, this is equal to Y21 V1 plus Y22 into V2. Clear? So first of all, what about I1 and what about I2 in the terms of V1, V2? Clear? Now, what is the meaning of Y111? If V2, first of all, follow method first, that is conventional method. Okay. In case of IES exam and UPSC mains, sometime asking corresponding to conventional method. That's why deal with conventional method also. Okay. Otherwise, in case of objective method, in case of objective, always follow KVL KCL analysis. Very simple manner. If circuit is easy, otherwise, if circuit is complicated, then follow conventional method. Or asking corresponding to one parameter, this one, this one, this one, or this one. Then suppose that determine Y11 means or Y12. Okay, how can resolve? I know that if V2 this equal to 0, if V2 this equal to 0 means port 2 is short circuit. Port 2 is short circuit. So Y11 this equal to I1 divided by V1 when V2 this equal to 0, and Y21 this equal to I2 divided by V1 and V2 this equal to 0. How can determine? I know that here I1, here I2, here this is port 1 and this is port 2. Very simple. Now how can deal with? So first of all, if V2 this equal to 0, V2 this equal to 0 means this one is short circuit. That is short circuit. Means V2 this equal to 0. I2 2 ohm, 4 ohm, and here plus minus V1 and here I1. Clear? So first of all, I know that voltage across this one is 0, so no current flow, Ix this equal to 0. Okay. Now this one is 4 ohm and that is 2 ohm. Our motto first of all I1 by V1. How can determine? That is V1 and here I1. Now that is 2 ohm. This whole circuit, if you make another, like this is short and this is V1 plus minus V1, that is I1, 4 ohm and that is 2 ohm. 4 and 2 are on series, parallel. So 4 2 divided by 4 plus 6, 4 plus 2, that is 6, 4 by 3. So that is 4 by 3 means the whole combination of this one is 4 by 3. Okay, or simply plus minus, that is 4 by 3, and here I1, that is V1. So V1 is written as 4 by 3 I1. So I1 divided by V1, I1 divided by V1, this is equal to 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 inverse. Clear or not? Very simple. Now another way, our next circuit V2 by V1. V1 is corresponding to this one. I2 by V1. What about I2? I2 is like this one. I2 is here. Okay. Now if this current is Ix, okay, then here I1 minus Ix. Okay, clear or not? Or but this one is a dummy, no current flow means total current flowing on 2 ohms. So very simple. Here you can say that is I2. Very simple. Okay. Now means here I2 current. So I2 flow from positive to negative. Okay. And V1 is written that is minus 2I2. Okay, because both are parallel, but the current direction from positive to negative. Okay, that's why V1 is minus 2I2. So V1 is written as minus 2I2, but our motto determine I2 divided by V1. Oh, very simple. So I2 divided by V1, that is I2 divided by V1, this is equal to minus 1 by 2. So this one is minus 1 by 2. Clear or not? Y11 we got Y11 is 3 by 4. Clear? Y21 is minus 1 by 2. Clear? So both answer is correct. Okay, so both answer is correct. Now next target is we got Y1211, that is 3 by 4 ohm inverse, or you can say like represent like this one, or that is 3 by 4 S, or Y21 that is minus 1 by 2 ohm inverse, or you can say that minus half of S, like this one. Okay, clear or not? Now next target is, if V1 is equal to 0 means port 1 is short circuit. If port 1 is short circuit, that is 4 ohm, that is I1, that is 2 ohm, that is 8 ohm, and this one make like this one, plus minus V2 and I2. Okay, no current flow here, means 0 ampere. Why? Because of voltage, this one is short circuit, so voltage divided by resistance, that is 0. Current in 4 ohm resistance is 0, because of both are parallel, that's why. So make 2 ohm, 8 ohm, that is 8 ohm, 2 ohm, and that is plus minus V2 and here I2. Okay, and that is I1. First of all, our motto determine Y of 12 this will equal to I1 divided by V2 at V1 this will equal to 0, and Y22 this will equal to I2 divided by V2 at V1 this will equal to 0. Okay, now 2 and 8 both are parallel, so that is 2 8 divided by 10, that is 16 divided by 10, that is 1.6. so V2 this will equal to 1.6 into I2. So I2 divided by V2, this will be equal to 1.6, means 10 divided by 16, 5 by 8, that is 5 by 8. Okay, clear? Y22 is 5 by 8, clear, right answer, or you can say that 5 by 8. Yes. Now next target is I1 and relation between I1 and V2. Very clear. V2 this will equal to, this is plus minus and this is the opposite, both are parallel but polarity are opposite, that's why V2 is written as minus 2 I1. So I1 divided by V2 we got minus 2, that is I1 divided by V2, sorry, 1 by 2 or minus 0.5 ohm inverse are written like this one, or minus 0.5 is So y parameter, finally we got 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, and that is 5 by 8. 5 by 8 ohm inverse R S. Okay, clear or not? You can solve this one another method also. First of all, make it. This is the method 1, conventional method. If sometime asking corresponding to determine y11, y12 or y21 or y22, then follow this method always. Or if circuit is complicated, then you can use this method. Otherwise, follow another method. In practice, both method you can follow, because of sometime this method is easy, sometime second method is easy. Most of the time second method is easy, but depend upon on the circuit. Okay, I know that. First of all, what about voltage at that point V1, and what about voltage corresponding to this one, that is V2? Clear? Here I1, that is I of 1, 2, here I11, here I22. Okay, now apply KCL at node 1, and this one is considered as a reference voltage. Apply nodal analysis at node 1 and node 2. This is node 1 and it is node 2. I1 is written as I11 plus I of 1, 2. Very simple. Incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Now here incoming current, this one and this one. So I12 plus I2, this will be equal to I22. So I2 is written as I22 minus I12. Now follow this one. Our motto, I1 in the terms of V1, V2. Okay. I11 means V1 divided by 0, sorry, V1 minus 0 divided by 4. So V1 minus 0 divided by 4 ohm plus I12, V1 minus V2, V1 minus V2 divided by 2. So simply I1 is equal to V1 by 4 plus V1 by 2 minus V2 by 2. So we got 2 plus 1, 3. 3 by 4 V1 minus half V2. Very simple. Now here I2 is written as I22 means V2 divided by V2 minus 0. V2 minus 0 divided by 8 minus I12. I12 is V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2 by 2. V1 minus V2 by 2. So V2 by 8, V1 by 2 plus V2 by 2. That is 8 V2 4 V2 minus V1 by 2. So minus 1 by half V1 plus 5 by 8 V2. Clear or not? So finally Y parameter we got, that is Y11 is 3 by 4, Y12 is minus half, Y21 minus half, and that is 5 by 8. Very simple. That is ohm inverse, or you can say that S. Same answer in both method. Okay, if you follow first method or second method. Second method is very easy for objective point of view, or in case of subjective point of view also. But if asking 1 1 or 1 2 or 1 2 2 2, suppose that y12 y21 y12, then follow first method. Otherwise most of the time follow this method. If mention follow 2 port corresponding to conventional method, then follow first method. in subjective exam. Otherwise, in case of objective, GATE, IES, ssc-je, AE, then follow this method. Okay, make it, first of all make it. Now our next target corresponding to this one, that is V1, that is V2, here I1, here I2, and I1 plus I2. Okay, how can deal with? Our motto, determine Y parameter. It's very simple. First of all, we have followed two equation. After that, then convert it. I know that if follow this loop, we got minus V1 plus 2I1 plus 4 I1 plus I2. So first of all determine, that is 4 plus 2, 6 I1 plus 4 I2, equation number 1. Now follow this method, follow this loop, minus V2 plus 6 I2 plus 4 I1 plus I2, this is equal to 0. So V2 is written as 4 I1 plus 4, that is 10 I2. Very simple. We have finally we got corresponding to Z parameter. I know that Y this is equal to Z inverse. Okay, if you follow, this one is the Z parameter, that is 6, 4, 4, 10. Inverse of Z we got, that is Y parameter. But you can also, I know that Y means if this circuit converted like this one, then we got, and compare. But here V1 like this one, V2 like this one. So if I1 is written from equation number 2, that is equation number 1, V2 minus 10 I2 divided by 4, if this value put here, then we got 6 V2 minus 10 I2 divided by 4 plus 4 I2. Very simple. Okay, if multiply by 4, or sorry, that is 3 and that is 2. If multiply by 2 in both sides, that is 2 V1, this will equal to 6, sorry, 3 V2 minus 30 I2 plus 8 I2. Okay, so this one is 22 I2. If this one here, and minus 2 V1 plus 3 V2. So I2 this will equal to minus 2 divided by 2, that is 1 by 11. 1 by 11 V1 plus 3 by 20 V2. Okay. Now that is equation number 3. Now if this value I to put here or here or here, okay, better to put 1 or 2, or better to put in 1 or 2. If put into, that is 4 I1 plus 10 minus 1 by 11 V1 plus 3 by 22 V2. Okay, so 4 I1 minus 10 by 11 V1 plus 30 by 22 means you will written as 15 divided by 11 into V2. Okay, and that is V2. So 4 I1 this will equal to V2, sorry, first of all 10 by 11 V1 minus V2 minus 15 by 11 V2. So we got 10 by 11 V1 plus minus 4 V2 by 11, that is 4 I1. So I1 this will equal to I1 is equal to 5 by 22 V1 and minus 1 by 11 V2. Okay, so Y parameter we got minus 1 by 11, 3 by 20, sorry, 5 by 22 minus 1 by 11 or minus 1 by 11, and that is okay. Now 5 divided by 22 we got, that is 0.227, and 1 divided by 11, that is minus 0.0909 and minus 0. Okay, and 3 by 22 we got 0.136 RS. Okay, first of all make it. Our motto, determine Y parameter. Okay, our motto, determine Y parameter. How can do deal with? How can do it? First of all, I know that here I1 current, here I2 current. Very clear, very simple. And here what about current? That is, you can say that I1 minus I0. Very simple. Okay, if this one is grounded, suppose that that is I3 current. I3 is I1 minus I0. I know that. Our motto in the terms of I1, in the terms of Y11 V1 plus Y12 into V2, and I2 in the terms of Y21 into V1 plus Y22 into V2. Okay, so apply KVL at this node V1, and that is not V2, that is Vx, because of this is 2 ohm resistance exists here, that's why. So first of all, I1 is written I0 plus I3. I1 is written as I1 KCL at node 1. I1 is written as I0 plus I3. I0 is V1 minus 0 divided by 3 plus, what about I3? I3 is V1 minus Vx divided by 6 ohm. Okay, so I1 is written as 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, 1 by 6, and that is 2. So 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, that is 1 by 6. Okay, 1 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, that is 18, 6 plus 3, 9, 1 by 2. So V1 by 2, clear? Minus Vx by 6, that is equation number 1. Okay, now I2 this is equal to I2 plus I3 KCL at node 2. I2 incoming current, I3 incoming current and outgoing current, that is 2 I naught. Okay, so I2 this will be equal to 2 I naught minus I3. 2 I naught means V1 by 3. Okay, and what about I3? I3 is V1 minus Vx divided by 6. So 2 V1 by 3 minus V1 by 6 plus Vx by 6. So finally we got 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6, 18, 9 by 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into V1 plus Vx by 6, that is I2, equation number 2. Our next target is, if Vx is replaced, then we got I1, I2 in the terms of V1, V2. Okay. So KCL, I2 this will be equal to, I2 means V2 minus Vx divided by 2 ohm. Okay, V2 minus Vx divided by 2 ohm. Okay, now if this value put here, then we got V2 minus Vx divided by 2, this will be equal to 1 by 2 V1 plus Vx by 6. Okay, if multiply by 2 in both sides, then we got V2 minus Vx, this will be equal to V1 and plus Vx by 3. Okay, if Vx is here, and so V2 minus V1, this will be equal to 4 Vx by 3, 4 Vx by 3. So Vx this will be equal to 3 by 4 V2 minus 3 by 4 V1. If this value put in equation number 1 and 2, then we got I1 and I2 in the terms of V1, V2. So V1 by 2 minus 1 by 6 into 3 by 4, 3 by 4 V2 minus V1. So I1 is written as V1 by 2 minus V2 by 8 plus V1 by 8. So 8 plus 2, 10 divided by 16, 5 by 8. So 5 by 8 V1 minus V2 by 8, that is I1. Now next target I2. I2 is 1 by 2 V1 plus 1 by 6 into 3 by 4 V2 minus V1. Same thing, 3 2 so V2 by 8 minus V1 by 8. Okay, again that is 16, 8 minus 2, that is 6 by 16, 3 by 8, that is 3 by 8 V1 plus V2 by 8, that is I2. So finally Y parameter is 5 by 8 and minus 1 by 8, 3 by 8 and 1 by 8. Yes, make it.